this is, we're calling it Quiz 8 Study Guide. And number 1 on your study guide says, what is the diameter of a circle with circumference 29? So if the circumference equals 29, all right, and circumference also equals pi times diameter, then you make your 29 equal to your pi times diameter. So 29 equals pi times the diameter. And then you're solving for the diameter. So if you divide each side by pi, then 29 divided by pi is equal to the diameter. So in your calculator, take 29 divided by pi, the pi button. And let's go, on this worksheet, let's go everything 2 decimal places, or on this study guide, and on your quiz tomorrow, everything 2 decimal places. All right, so we got 9.23. And then number 2, what is the radius of a circle with circumference 64? So if the circumference equals 64, and the other formula for circumference is circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius. Okay, so you set your 64 equal to 2 pi r. And now you're solving for the radius, so you divide both sides by 2 pi. So in your calculator, take 64 divided by 2. You know, you got to be real careful on this problem. Do you see this 2 times pi? This has to be put in parentheses on your calculator. All right? That operation needs to be done first.
So do the math first?
Type 64 divided by, and then you using your phone or a calculator?
My phone.
Do you have a parentheses on it?
Yeah, it says parentheses.
Yeah, go left parenthesis.
Okay.
Do 2 times pi,
2 times pi.
right parenthesis,
Right.
and then hit equals.
I got 2.18.
2 times pi button, right parentheses, equals 10.186.
Yeah, there was a 5, but I got 10.185.
Okay, so we're going to make that 10.19. 10.19 equals r. All right, now this is like when you're taking notes, this is where you want to put like an asterisk, or you want to highlight the fact that you just did something really different. Okay? We added those parentheses for a reason. Because if you take your 64 divided by 2 times pi, you're going to get a completely different answer. When you're dealing with fractions and you're dealing with division, okay, any operations that are in the numerator need to be done first. Any operations in the denominator need to be done next. And when there's no operations left in the numerator and denominator, then you can divide. Got it? All right, and then number 3. Number 3 says that if 2r plus 5 equals 20, if 2r plus 5 equals 20, and r is the radius of the circle, find the circumference. Find C. So the first thing you have to do is solve for r. And then you can just plug it into the circumference formula. So subtract 5 from each side. So 2r equals 15. You can divide both sides by 2. And r equals 7.5. So if your r is equal to 7.5 and you need to find the circumference, well, circumference is equal to 2 times pi times the radius. So your circumference is equal to 2 times pi times your 7.5. So your circumference equals, write in your calculator, 2 times pi button times 7.5 and hit equals 47.12. Looking at your study guide, problems 4, 5, 6, and 7, those are on you. Those are definitions. A chord, a diameter, a radius, and the center of a circle. You're just going to have to identify those.
Okay.
Number 8. Circle J. Okay, you got 2 circles here. Again, this is that segment problem, segment addition postulate problem. You've got J, B, C, K. So J, a B, a C, and a K. Circle J has a radius of 12. So if circle J has a radius of 12, then J to C is 12 units. Circle K has a radius of 10. That means that from K to B is 10. BC is 6.4. So this little piece in here is 6.4. And it's going to get tight in there. Alright, and they're asking for C to K. So you need C to K. So look, if you've got this picture, if you've got B, and then C, and then K, and B to C is 6.4, and B to K is 10, doesn't C to K equal 10 minus 6.4? Okay, so CK equals 10 minus 6.4. So CK equals 3.6. J to K. Now, if you just found C to K and it's 3.6, if your C to K is 3.6, and now you need to find J to K, So look what you need. You need from J all the way to K. So you've got 12 to here, don't you? From J to C is 12, and from C to K is 3.6. So JK equals 12 plus 3.6, which is 15.6. And then number 10 there, number 10 asks you how far it is from A to B, but there's no A in the problem, so just kind of scratch that one out. That's my mistake. All right, number 11. Refer to the circle graph and find each measure. Okay. Now, this is where you guys got to be careful. All right? They're asking for an arc measure, and in a minute they're going to be asking for an arc length. So we got this. We got a 32%, 28%, and A is 40%. Arc CD, so number 11, you need arc CD. From C to D. Alright, look, if this angle right here, or if this portion of the pie takes up 28%, then won't this arc take up 28% of 360 degrees? Okay? So the measure of arc CD is equal to 0.28 times 360. So 0.28 times 360. 100.8. So this would be 100.8 degrees. That's the measure of arc CD. In number 12, you're asked to find the measure of arc BC. So it would look like this, the measure of arc BC. So now we're looking for B around here to C. So that's 40% of the 360 degrees. So that's 0.4 or 0.40 times 360, which is 144. And that's going to be in degrees. Good? All right. Number 13. You're asked to find the value of x in each circle. Okay, so this x, this is the arc that you're trying to find. The measure of this arc is equal to the measure of its central angle. What do these angles inside have to add up to? 360. So take 360 and subtract your 91, subtract your 92, and subtract your 43. $134 is what you have left. So this central angle that corresponds to that arc is 134 degrees. So your x is equal to 134 degrees. Alright, on number 14 you're going to do the same thing, right? Number 14, you're going to take 360. You're going to subtract 80. And then you're going to subtract 63. And 360 minus 80 minus 63. 217 degrees. Alright, and then on problem 15, those are both, find the length of the arc length. This should be in your notes from yesterday. Arc length is equal to central angle divided by 360 times circumference, right? Times the circumference. And circumference had two different formulas. 2 pi r, 2 pi r, or pi times diameter. Okay, both of those represent the circumference. So on number 15, find the length of the arc listed in each of the following problems. You need the length of arc AC. So the length of arc AC is your central angle, 118, divided by 360, times, the radius is 6, so times 2 pi times 6. Okay? Now, this problem you can put straight in the calculator. You don't need any parentheses because you're going to type your 118 divided by 360 first. So 118 divided by 360 equals, and then push times 2 times pi button times 6 and hit equals again. So arc AC is equal to I got 12.357.
Can you say that again for us? I got 36. So we do 118.
118 divided by 360 and push equals
Okay.
times 2 times pi times 6.
Okay.
And 12.357 is, we're going to round it to the nearest hundredth, so that's 12.36. And then put an asterisk, highlight, something that gets your attention on number 16, because do you notice the definition or the description of the arc and how many letters it has in it? You notice it's got 3 letters in it? And when it's got 3 letters in it, doesn't that mean,
We go all the way around.
yeah, exactly, you're going to go all the way around. It's going to be a major arc. So you've got this picture, and you've got X, Y, Z. You got an M down here. This top central angle is 123, and your radius is 11.2. But the arc length that they're asking for starts at M, it starts at X, it goes through M, and it ends over here at Z. So it's this major arc that goes around the outside that you're trying to find. So you need this central angle in your formula. And you get that by 360 minus 123. This central angle is 237 degrees. No, I took 360, right, and subtracted 123,
Okay.
because these two angles have to add up to 360. So now you can go to your formula, and you can say that arc x mz equals your central angle that corresponds to your arc, which is 237, divided by 360 times 2 times pi times 11.2. Alright, and you can do all of that in your calculator. And I got 46.328. And we're going to round that to 46.33. Anybody have any questions on any of those problems? Go back to number 10, please. All right, and over here to the left of J, put a point. We're going to call it A. And then connect A to J. So now number 10, ask for AB. And let's take a look at where AB starts. AB starts at A, doesn't it? And it ends at B, which is right here. At B. So look, the radius of circle J was 12. So what does that make the diameter of circle J? All the way across circle J. Makes it 24, doesn't it? So look, if you've got A right here, and we're going all the way to B. AB is what you need, and this goes all the way to C. A to C would be 24, wouldn't it? A to C would be 24. How far is it from B to C? That's the 6.4 that you found. The question is, how far is it from A to B? So wouldn't A to B be equal to the 24 minus 6.4? Okay, so 24 minus 6.4 in your calculators. 17.6. Okay. So that's where A is going to be sitting in that problem. Better? Anybody, any questions?